Hello from Bali. This is the podcast Pigeon of Peace, where we do discuss awesome skills of troubleshooters. Watch, listen, and check the description below for the details. Let's talk about palmistry and let's start with the definition.
Palmistry, it's a funny word. I never heard it before. In Russian, we say in another way. We call it like Hиромантия, and I was thinking that would be the same almost in English, but suddenly Maxim pronounces like palm as tree. Okay, let's start with definition. Palm is part of our head with some lines, and it's very ancient art to read this line. Those people who believe in palmistry, they think that there are some line of business, line of love, line of uma, of brain,
or mind.
A line of mind, and they could read this. And this palmistry has a lot of different division. Some people read just major lines. Some even would try to read your fingerprints. Some would also stretch this science to read by the end of the ear. I don't know how to say. What's the name of it?
Could be end of the ear, tip of the ear.
Tip of the ear, and so on. But for sure, if we will be honest, we should understand that our lines do not depend just from how we were born and what we do. For example, if I am arm wrestler and I oftenly swing my hand with other people, this hand would be much bigger than another. If, for example, you will see the world champion, this Russian guy, you will find that his work arm like 3 times bigger than another. So if he uses this arm with pressure, maybe he has one kind of line. If, for example, I do knitting, вязание, knitting.
Knitting, yes.
If I do knitting, or maybe I do some Lego, or maybe I know how to say, if I eat often sunflower seeds, it's okay to say?
Flower seeds might be good.
Okay, so my gestures will determine my lines, and sometimes maybe I would be quite laughful or I'm quite clever, but these lines would be changed because of habit of my work.
And obviously, I probably could ask like whether it really works or not, but I would rather ask a question like how people actually figured out like, okay, there was certain like a statistic, there was a certain like a knowledge exchange, there was a certain, like deviation or whatever, how people came with this idea that, like you might be wearing certain marks that would define like who you are and what is your destiny or what is your predisposition.
Let's go back for 2,000 years or maybe 5,000 years. There would be not too many roles in the tribe. For example, you are a bow hunter. In this case, you will often make the same movement when you put an arrow in the innocent lamb or innocent, I don't know, deer. So if you will show me your arm, I will find some marks and I will understand that you are a hunter. Or for example, you work in the field, I don't know how to say, but for example, you're trying to kill those wild plant, сорняки. Wild plant?
Wild plant is good.
Wild plant. So you will make another movement, and if you will show me your hand, I also will understand. Do you remember when you was going to the school and you was writing with a pen? Sometimes you will have, I don't know how to say, mozol.
Corn.
Like a corn on your finger, and after several years it would disappear and you will not feel it. Or for example, if you work with nails and you work with hammer, in this case you will also have special mark. So several thousand years ago there were not too many roles, and all of those people will have almost the same mark on the hand. But now we have like 12,000 of profession. And for example, how would develop hand of a person who often play in computer game like World of Warcraft or World of Tank? Nothing will happen. Or for example, what would happen if you're working as a cleaner in a huge hotel? You would work with very different part and different sizes. You will move chair, you will use vacuum cleaner, you would try to clean table and window and so on. So if you using your hands in very different ways, you would develop some of these lines, of those lines, and definitely you could, for example, be quite unhappy and alone, but line of the love would be quite long and deep.
But then there might be another thing is that there could be some sort of like unmaterialistic things, like let's say your destiny, your life, or whatever predispositions, and maybe like it also could have some sort of like a placebo effect. Like for example, if someone will say to you that you definitely will be happy in love, you just will look at your hands and keep looking for it, or vice versa. Like if there is something that people will tell you, you will find it as an excuse. So whether it could do like a harm, or maybe it could do a great, like a give a great value in life, like if you use this palmistry.
I will tell you a story about this palmistry. It was a time when I was on the second course of Kyiv Polytechnical Institute, and I was using the train, but I couldn't pay to sit in coupe, and I was often go. I know how to say плацкарт, in the cheapest way to sit in the carriage.
Lower grade.
Lower grade. And there were like three shelves. On first shelf you could sit and eat, on the second shelf you could lay, and the last one it was just for luggage. But I was taking some napkins, I would clean this, and I was laying on those shelf. And suddenly when I was trying to go to the toilet, I was captured by one woman, and she told me, okay son, I know you have no money, but I think you are very sad, and give me your palm and I would give you some prediction. And she were looking attentively, and she was some murmuring, and then she told me, okay, you will have a quite happy life, you will have a wife, and you will have two childs. And everyone in this coupe was so quiet, as she were like magician or wizard. And I was also very impressed. I don't know why she do this. And then I was going for toilet, and then I was laying on the shelf, and suddenly I realized that she gave me just a usual prediction. Almost everyone in our country has two children. Why she do this? This like, I don't know how to say, but this is like imitation, but not attempt to be forecasting.
So that's might be also quite true. And maybe when we speak about the person who is trying to do all of these readings, we may know that they also may have their own agenda, whether it's like money, or like they might be trying to convince you, or there might be like a third person who also could give you like a small signs. Like then the question is like, how alerted should we be, or like what should be the level of the critical thinking when we receive such information from another party?
It was in Ghana. Ghana is a country which are located in Africa. It was a blind woman on the side of the road, and she suddenly captured my hand, and she told me, give me a bottle of the water, and I gave her. And with gratitude, she were trying to give me some prediction with my palm. She was blind, and she was trying to touch my skin, and she was trying to find something. And I was thinking, how she could see those lines and what she tried to do. And suddenly she said, you have a soft hand, you have a soft heart, you will have a happy life. And everyone also was very attentive to those words. And I was thinking, yes, okay, I'm working with keyboard, so maybe I have a soft hand. But why is she trying to tell me all of this? Because I'm not an IT guy. I work with company which are like a private army, and we're doing not a good things, and we are warriors, we are Rockies, but definitely we have no soft life. We try to be on battlefield. We try sometime even do maybe unpleasant things, but her prediction was not because she want to help me. She want to be without debt. Okay, I gave to this man a favor, and I got from the bottle. And sometimes you could hear the same stories, for example, from India. A lot of people, they call sometimes gypsies. Yes.
Gypsies.
Gypsies, they also will catch you by the hand, but this is just the start of manipulation, because they will catch you by the finger or maybe by elbow, and they will watch attentively into your eyes, and they will try to hypnotize you.
And then my last question will be how knowing about palmistry could help to make this world a better place.
Better to know about palmistry, but do not believe in it. When you're talking about astrology, about palmistry, about phrenology, those science, so-called science, are already blamed by a lot of different scientific institutions and by scientists, and they are trying to deny the logic of those methods and words which those people use. But some people so want to believe in something magical, in something unusual, in something, I don't know how to say, потусторонний, other world,
other world.
Other world. So they want to believe in ancient wisdom, or in something which is uncovered for our minds, but it is very dangerous. Some rascal, fraudster,
scams.
Some scams could use this to keep you on a short wire.
Well, never put your destiny in someone else's palms, and we review the skill of palmistry and how it could be helpful to you. Stay in peace.